It wasn't that long ago that we got the Xperia XZS and XZ Premium, but in typical Sony fashion, Sony's ready to deliver us some new high-end flagships, but this time around in a large and compact size. Let's take a look at them and see what they're like. This is the Sony Xperia XZ1 and XZ1 Compact. If you've used Sony phones in the past or have paid any attention to Sony's mobile products at all, you'll know that their design hasn't changed much over the last however many years, and that story for the most part is still the same with the XZ1 and XZ1 Compact. Whether you see this as a good or bad thing is totally up to you, but it is starting to look a little dated, especially in comparison to everything else we're seeing this year from other OEMs. You still have thick bezels with large top and bottom chins on both devices, but at least Sony's made good use of the large top and bottom bezels by putting front-facing speakers on them. Sony's front-facing speakers have historically been pretty weak, but Sony says there's a new smart amp now that delivers 50% more sound pressure, so hopefully these speakers will sound a lot better. Even though the XZ1 Compact is basically the smaller version of the XZ1, there are some differences in the design and build materials between these two. The XZ1 has an all-metal body and Sony's loop design that gives you rounded sides and a slightly rounded top and bottom that makes the phone look a little less square and feel more comfortable to hold. The XZ1 Compact is a little more square in its design and the body is made mostly out of plastic, but it does have some metal plates on the top and bottom. Despite the material differences, it still feels just as sturdy as the XZ1, and as the name suggests, the more compact size makes it pretty easy to use in one hand. The best part about the XZ1 Compact is that you're not sacrificing any power because for the most part, the guts between the XZ1 and XZ1 Compact is exactly the same. They're both powered by the Snapdragon 835, 4 gigabytes of RAM, and feature a 2700 mAh battery, IP68 water and dust resistance, microSD card slots for additional storage, and a fingerprint sensor embedded in the power button, but just like previous Sony phones, this feature won't make its way onto US models. For the displays, the XZ1 has a 5.2-inch 1080p display, whereas the XZ1 Compact has a 720p 4.6-inch screen, but they're both utilizing Sony's triluminous display technology, so aside from the resolution, you shouldn't see much of a difference between the two in terms of color and overall quality. Where these two devices start to get interesting is on the back. They both come with a 19 megapixel camera that Sony is dubbing Motion Eye. This means the camera is capable of capturing unexpected motion a lot easier and can even capture unexpected emotion such as a child smiling, and it does this by capturing photos a couple seconds before the actual photo is taken. You still have all the other Sony camera features that you might expect, like predictive hybrid autofocus, 5-axis image stabilization, and super slow motion, but the real kicker to the camera this year is its 3D scanning capabilities, which is pretty wild for a smartphone. You can map a 3D image of pretty much anything from people to food, and from the short demo that I saw, it looked really impressive. These 3D images can be used for augmented reality, custom wallpapers, gaming avatars, and even be 3D printed. The software is also worth mentioning. They're both running Android, of course, but you might be surprised to know that both the XZ1 and XZ1 Compact will be shipping with Google's brand spanking new OS, Android 8.0 Oreo. It's a little hard to tell with Sony's somewhat dated UI skin sitting on top of it, but it's awesome to have the latest version of Android right out of the box. The big question is, will Sony be able to keep these phones updated in a timely manner? That's not something we'll know the answer to till several months down the road, but for now we can enjoy that the XZ1 and XZ1 Compact have the most up-to-date software from Google. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel, which is also down below. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos.